Hello, morning, and it's my pleasure to be with you this morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Jos, Nigeria, and I'm expecting something. I haven't gotten it up to now, and so I came in a bit late, of course. But I thought I should do a little video this morning. I did a video yesterday. I sang a song in my own tribal dialect, and the service yesterday was good. And the sermon too. I did not record the sermon yesterday. Normally, I don't because of cost and certain logistic issues. We're not able to record all the messages online. And mostly, I think even if we were able to, um, there are certain things we prefer to interact with the people face to face. Um, Internet is very good. It's indispensable for me, but I normally use the internet so that I can have some grasp on the physical real thing, which brings me to what we discussed yesterday in church, and that is the theology of things. um, I made a few videos here on Facebook some time ago, and normally I think I'll put this on Facebook and also on YouTube so that the viewers on both sides can be able to see it. And I made a series of videos on things, on the theology of things, how we handle things. And we find that things are very important for human existence because we are made physical, and our lives revolve around things. Um, and mostly there's that we normally seek the balance between the spiritual and the physical, and because we find ourselves at the top of the food chain as far as the animal kingdom is concerned, and we find that we are made greater than all the other animals, and of course we have to find some spiritual essence. Though we are even more intelligent, but most of the time that spiritual essence helps us to move far beyond just intelligence to something even greater, and that is how humanity has survived all the centuries, um, through the difficulties of being naked, as it were, uh, to make tools, and evolve some kind of technology to survive. And so human beings depend on things, and that affects a lot of things, a lot of issues as to human existence. And the same reason why we depend on things is the same reason we uh, struggle with moral aptitude. We really have, we have social dilemmas to face in our lives, and because we are not, our lives are not as simple as the animals. An animal, if it's hungry, it goes and finds the next thing. If it's a carnivore, it will definitely find a deer or something else to eat. If it's a herbivore, it will find grass to eat. But human beings are not as simple as that. Human beings will uh, try to look for, to find their essence. They have emotions. They are more their emotion. The level of emotional interaction with the world is at a higher level. The level of intuition is at a higher level, and that creates, the yearning for something greater, and that is the spiritual yearning. And so there's that struggle with, the existence of moral aptitude, and that is why we have religions, and that is how we come across the Bible, as it were. And the Bible, for me, I accept it as the source of the most balanced and most acceptable source of wisdom to guide me in what I do. But it is not as simple as that for many people, and so we have to keep on interacting with these things. and looking for ways in which, as a single unit, humanity, we can move forward, because the prosperity of the human being has, really increased and grown over the centuries and over the millennium, and humanity has really, pushed its boundaries, in science and so many things, and even in the spiritual. And so we keep on struggling with one thing: what is our moral uh, responsibility? What is our moral? What does God require of us? What do we require of ourselves? If, of course, we believe in God. And one of the other challenges is, do we even believe in the existence of Satan? You know, and the need for spiritual liberation, as opposed to the theology of things. We have succeeded, in most part, to conquer things. We have, grown in technology and development, social and otherwise. But um, the we are still struggling, because we have come to a point in our existence where we are supposed to have matured spiritually. We've gone very far technologically. Well, it's arguable. Not all that technology is at the point of which we have imagined it to be. You will see a great gap between the movies that are made. Uh, for example, you look at Iron Man, you look at the Avengers, you look at Matrix, you look at so many movies coming out today. You find that the technology that man is imagining is greater than the one he is actually able to do. Now, some of that technology is at experimental stage too, but you know, we can say we are comfortable, a little comfortable with technological, but spiritually, we have been unable to reach a point of spiritual liberation. And for me, I believe that actually, uh, and many people actually came to that point years ago, not now, even years before now, that we have reached a peak in the development of human beings, that we should actually be at the point of full spiritual liberation. And uh, that somehow has not been able to be achieved, in the sense that, of course, for Christians, Jesus has not yet come. Uh, for the for some other religions, of course, the world is getting more and more, you know, off the line of religion, as it were. You know, because technology is really establishing itself, human prosperity is reaching a height. But generally, the problems have not gone away, and so even in the midst of the rejection of religion, many human beings are forced to go back to religion because they have not achieved what uh, uh, is you know is proper, is correct. Because when you study the nature of things, you find that there's always a point at which, what like we call a peak. There's a graph, and there's what we call the peak. Development begins from the point zero, goes up, and then the highest point which you're able to reach is the peak. Because just after that, there will be a plumation, a fall. And many people have observed that the fall is happening while they are unable to, as nations, as tribes, as people, races, they've not been able to really accomplish that optimum point which they feel or they envisioned that they should have reached. And uh, that is the problem now, and I believe so. And some of the problems we're facing in our society because of that problem. We are supposed to be spiritually mature as a race, if you want to call it that, the human race, or as humanity, but we have not been able to achieve it. And so many things are coming up, claims are being made. Some claiming that yes, we have reached it, and they are providing a solution to that, and some, completely oblivious of what is going on, and others saying, look, give us a chance, we can take you there. So those things are coming up, and some of the confusions we are facing are as a result of those dashed expectations. For some, they feel okay, I can provide a solution, and so there's that confusion. And this is what is happening as we speak. And the problem with what we face now is the emergence of new ways of doing things that are not tested, are not really proven to be right, and are not proven to be for the best interest of humanity. I can compare that with the time of Hitler. Hitler came out of a society that was going through its own turmoils, own issues, and Hitler was seen as and his party, which is the Nazi party, was seen as a solution. People accepted him as a solution to their problems. He rose up, took over government, and you know, the problem with history is that you're never really there to decide for yourself. You're just reading it on the pages of books, and you are actually assimilating the opinion of the person writing, and that is why so many people, are not comfortable with history. But the truth is that, in reality, the people of Germany accepted Hitler and his party. At least a good number of them accepted them as the liberators of Germany. But he was speaking for one side and not the other, probably. And that was what created the Second World War. He was going on normally, the people in Germany were living their normal lives amidst the war. And before anybody knew it, 6 million Jews were killed. I mean, the figure of 6 million came a little afterwards. The Allied forces were already fighting Hitler at a point until they realized that 6 million Jews had already gone. The same thing happened in Rwanda, where genocide was recorded in just a few days, of violence, and all around the world. So many things are happening like that because human beings are so used to the status quo. They don't want to question, what they are used to, you know, and they still don't want to question that thing that is new and that they feel chimes with their own way of reasoning. Anything that they feel is the quickest way to a solution to my problem, they dash to it, and they don't really think about the repercussions of it. And it's a problem, it's a general problem, and we all have it. And this is the problem we're facing now. And there's that issue of not wanting to challenge yourself, not wanting to come out of the comfort zone, as it were, not wanting to test the problem. Now, here in Nigeria, I have to. This is the problem. This is the problem. We have spent so many years, the way we are, and we don't want to test new things. We don't want to try new things. When you see Nigerians trying new things, is because it is something that has already been developed and it is proven to work, and they just jump into it. We are even questioning it because it will bring quick prosperity, and I believe that is some of our problems. We don't go into, we don't elevate anything that does not give us immediate money in our pockets. We don't believe in investing real resources in something that will not give us money today. And so that is some of it. It's a human problem. It is not related to Nigerians. It's just an example. But these are the issues, and at the end of the day, you find that humanity as a whole is facing that problem now. We are in complete spiritual disorientation, social disorientation, because we have been unable to move to the point of spiritual liberation that is supposed to, solve the problems. Are supposed to solve most of our problems. Okay, so these are some of the things that I wanted to share with you today. Uh, that as we look at what we are facing in our world today, we need to look at it from the point of the bigger picture. As we look at our own individual problems, let's look at it from the bigger picture. And as much as we're used to certain things, let's try to work together to rigorously to try to find solutions to them. And it is not like as easy as saying one person is going through this thing, so I should just settle down and just watch. Who knows? In Germany in those days, somebody just saw his neighbor being taken away by the police, and he thought, oh, that person is just going through his own problem. He didn't know it was going to backfire. That's how it happened. Even in Rwanda, my neighbor was taken away. Just some people were chasing in the bush, and I think I experienced something very recently in that light. And it's getting so complicated, and it really opens my eyes to the existence of the person of Satan himself, that tries to complicate our lives and set us against each other. But it starts with one person. It starts with one person that fails to tell the truth. Let me just start from there. See, no, I didn't. This is not. This person didn't do this thing. I did it. Or no, I did. That person did it, not me. You know, just simple truth. Just simple refusal to accept something that is tainted with something that is not correct, and you just accepted it without really, because it's going to provide a quick solution to you. I believe we must start there. And when we start there, we'll begin to see some of the solutions to our problems. Because some of the problems that have plagued even the Church of Christ over the centuries is that we have been quick to accept things that just because we couldn't control it, just because it provided an easy answer, we quickly accepted it, and it became the problem that plagued us. And we saw our brothers and sisters in trouble, and we couldn't help them. So these are the things I want to share with us today. And as we go through these times we're in, I believe that God will lead us to better solutions than most of us will be quick to want to engage. It's really unfortunate, as it were, the solutions that people will want to quickly jump to, even without thinking. But it still says the same thing. Are we really ready to face a 21st century humanity, or are we just enjoying the goods? You're driving that big car, uh, you have that opportunity, using that phone, and you're not really thinking of the implications. You have that job, you're not really thinking of the implications. you know uh, why am I here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And that adds up and adds up and adds up and creates the problem that we're in. Then tomorrow we're going to talk about genocide, we're going to talk about all that, and war, third world war, whatever it is. So let us believe that that is the purpose of, and that's what I believe. mm, and the Bible may have contributed to what I believe, but it has led me to that belief that we must be more rigorous in our approach to issues, and we will discover that link between things and a greater humanity. God bless you, and thanks for listening.